Mary Corcoran, Professor of Sociology at Maynooth University and teaching first-year classes for over 20 years. My feedback challenge was that I had a class of about 500 students, meeting them twice a week in a lecturing format only. And the form of assessment that we used was a terminal exam with 2 questions. So although I was able to interact with the students in the course of the lecture and engage in some kind of formative assessment exercises, I was very conscious that they were going to do an exam in January and that I would never actually see them again, that they would just move on and I would move on. And I wanted to find some way of capturing their learning of going through the exam experience that they could actually take on with them into the second semester, and that would help them to enhance their own learning and their own exam performance later on in the semester. I worked with the CTL staff to make a screencast using Camtasia technology of feedback on exams that would be available to all of the students. So we basically generated a set of slides, and CTL were very helpful in sort of talking through with me what would work or what I should emphasize. So we decided on an approach in which each of the exam questions was covered, as in, this is how I would have expected you to do the exam question. These are some of the problems that came up, where students did the wrong thing, and encouraging students to think about how to develop a good exam strategy. I discovered afterwards that more than 400 people uniquely visited the site, the Moodle site, and looked at the video. So that, I think, was an indicator that it was of some value, and in particular that the bulk of the traffic on it came after March, April, which means that as students were preparing to face an exam at the end of second semester, they had a resource from the first semester that they could actually draw on to help them with their strategy for approaching that exam. My main tips for other practitioners would be certainly to use this as a methodology. One of the things that we know is that if a student approaches you or comes during your office hours, they get a really high quality one-on-one feedback and interface. But by using the video, it really sort of democratized the feedback, because everybody could access it, and they could access it at any time, and they could go back to it multiple times. So I think it was a very significant kind of democratizing innovation, and for that reason I think other people should adopt it. Being involved in this initiative has influenced my own teaching, because it made me very aware that there was a mechanism available for me to engage much more broadly with the student base, that I didn't have to wait for the students to come to me individually for feedback, that I could actually take the feedback out to them.